Okay. Yes, it looks like this is live here apparently for June 6th, 2026. Okay. KK. Hello. It's a Sinister Gambino here with a new stream. And this stream, I'm gonna be going over the event week for this week from no, wrong game, my bad. Yeah, I'm gonna be going over the event month, obviously, for, June 2026 for Red Dead Online. What was I saying? I was kind of talking like it was GTA Online again, but no, it's a Red Dead Online stream this time. So there's a lot of role stuff apparently going on for this event month, such as double rewards on all bounties, especially if the rewards includes gold and not just money. XP bounty stuff would be pretty worthwhile to do, I would say. The strongest of the bounty roll compared to the other rolls is you had a gold for sure. Collector set sales, they pretty much always do money stuff when it comes to double rewards. So collector set sales, I guarantee, will be one of the best roll things you could do for the event. For my title of the stream, I chose 2 times gold daily challenges. That's what seems to be going on with those. So if you are in a huge pinch for gold daily challenges, for sure will at least be a way of doing that, even if the bounty stuff for some reason is not on a 2 times gold. Not confirming just yet, just saying that might be a possibility. Okay, I have 2 times for both regular and prestigious on here, interestingly. It just says 2 times money XP, not gold. Well, that's unfortunate. You don't want to do these as much for the money, per se, but it can be fine for that. Just, I would say collector set sales are probably the best thing for money anyways. So I guess do it more for the regular XP in a way, I guess. Interesting. I guess just same money opportunity, just kind of separating between a regular prestigious bounty hunter for some reason. Okay. Yeah, it was kind of already mentioned. Moonshiner. Like I said, I think it suggested that all roles are going to kind of have something here. For the Moonshiner, it looks like there's 2 times money XP on the Moonshiner sales. Between the 2 business things of Trader Moonshiner, I find Moonshiner to be the better event just because it came out later and was more advanced with some mechanics, all that kind of stuff. So this one can be nice for money too, just like the collector, but yeah, honestly, if you do the collector correct, if you just use like a collector map on your like search engine, like the ROPC, GAN, or a PK collector map, it's also linked, by the way, on the GTAWeb.eu collector map. If you use that, yeah, that's kind of the way to go with collector, by the way. Yeah, Moonshiner is kind of a very good secondary, like, money thing you can do, I suppose. And naturally, with the Moonshiner sales being 2 times, there's 2 times money XP as well for the trader sales. Albeit that one you have to keep constantly hunting for animals. I think for like Moonshiner, you kind of like buy ingredients for the catalog for like Moonshiner, for example. Since you can buy, since yes, you can buy ingredients. I think for the Moonshiner for the catalog, yeah, I think the Moonshiner definitely is more convenient than the trader role where you have to consistently hunt things. For like gameplay, you have to do like constant gameplay for this one, whereas Moonshiner I feel you can do more passively or like buying for the catalog, of course, in like bulk or something. Something. And natural steer, apparently there's 2 tons of money and XP on the sample sales. Another type of sale, kind of, obviously, like pretty much a lot of the other roles going on. Now, when it comes to sale increases for money, I don't know if it usually only applies to like basic sales or like a whole set sale. For those that don't know, for some reason, there's a whole kind of set sale we can do, kind of like the collector sale, where if you have like a whole section of like stamps from like basically a whole set of like the samples or whatever for like those set of rounds or whatever for like a whole category of animals. I'm pretty sure apparently you get like a whole stamped collection you can sell as well. Never done it myself, but yeah, if you're pretty dedicated enough to do something like that, I'm not sure if like that thing ever ends up 2 times or not. Just keep that in mind. It might just be same 2 times for like the basic sample sales. I'm not 100% though. Could be like collector where all of it's 2 times. I'm not 100% though. I think it's like that for collector for sure, where like all of it's 2 times, because I've definitely seen people sell like whole collector sets for 2 times for sure. But yeah, I feel it's a lot like Trader where you have to interact a lot with animals, obviously, of course. Naturals, at least you have like missions you can do where you can like get some legendary animals pretty easily and stuff, and not have to like go out the way and like hope and pray it like spawns for you in particular in like a huge like free mode lobby or something or whatever. So I feel Naturals is definitely a bit better, I would say, in some sense in the Trader at least. I don't really think anything that's going on with the other couple things there. It's the lack of like a 2 times icon or any of that. If there is, I'll mention it later. Not even mention those, at least for now. At least right now, it looks like there might be a nominated series, like featured series. If not, then maybe it's this shootout series. If not, then if not, then assuming they're doing like a weekly featured series kind of thing, like they usually do. Of course, so. Of course, of course, so. So I think that will be it for what I mentioned for the main menu here, or whatever. That's what I think they call it, like GT Online, anyways. So into a free roam, like Godin. Yeah, nowadays I kinda, as soon as I go for the main menu, I guess at the start, I kinda don't usually end up adjusting my character where I want him to like be, of course, at the start of a stream or something. Haven't necessarily got used to that just yet, I guess. I guess. Here, since I went to the, I think at the end of streams, I pretty much always go to like the post office here.
Jesus. Still expect to see that. Watch yourself
I'll just go a little bit out of here like I usually do at the start of streams, or at least like kind of like a year ago or something, I think. Or whenever I started like covering the like main menu before I go into like the free mode, like the free roam. Free roam. Almost there, Mercer. I think around these like trees and stuff I usually hang around. Yeah, over here pretty much, yeah. Dude, this has kind of been pretty much the usual hangout areas and Slack and new content, or like for a while of it since, or something. Alright, so into the benefits section now. Role bonuses. Might be more details here. All roles benefit from boosted bonuses. Do I have much more to say on what I've already said? I don't really know if I do, quite frankly. Quite frankly. I tried to kind of think of something a little bit unique for every single like thing that I said was going on, basically, or that I was like already able to show for the main menu. So I don't really think I have much more to say here, at least for now, anyways. Unless I cover more particulars on like a certain role, then I might. then yes, I might then. All I have is the ones that don't expire. Okay, cool. Bounty Hunters, double money XP. Regular, infamous, and legendary bounties, it does say. Okay, maybe I'll have some more to say on this one at least. So for the most part, I would say the regular bounties are like the most efficient ones to do, so probably stick to those ones for the most part. Infamous depends on like the location, maybe, if you like want to do those. For those that don't know, I believe there's like a $75 bonus or something, like for the first time you do a set of infamous bounties, and I think there's a different set of infamous bounties based on like what location you do, like a bounty like board or whatever, basically. But I think the money bonus is one time only, so once you knock out a whole like bounty boards, like whole set of free infamous bounties, you don't get that like one time bonus ever again, I'm pretty sure, if I remember right. Now I don't know if that part ever goes on 2 times money. It might just be like the basic payouts that ever go on 2 times money for that. It might always be a $75 bonus. I don't know if it goes up to like a $150 bonus for like a one-time completion on like an event like this or not. So it is worth keeping that in mind, I would say, for sure, on the infamous bounties. Aside for like the one-time completion bonus, I don't really find those to be too worth it, honestly. You, however, might on your grind want to start with a legendary bounty instead of a regular bounty, though, because I believe those go on like 48-minute cooldown or something once you complete a single one. So ideally, you want to actually do one legendary bounty, and then you want to grind a bunch of regular bounties if you're going to say stick to the bounty hunter. Since those do have a 48-minute cooldown across the board, I think for any type of legendary bounty, as long as you complete a single one. However, I think once you do like a lower difficulty, you can't go back to a lower difficulty, and you have to play like the higher difficulties on like a specific legendary bounty. So it might depend on like how much you've already grinded a legendary bounty, is how likely you would be to also do one of those before like a regular bounty even. So yeah, maybe prioritize one legendary bounty and then prioritize the regular bounties and possibly the infamous bounties for last, if even, is what I would say would be the grind here. If you want to say just focus purely on the bounty hunter, especially if you're looking for gold, even though the gold's not 2 times itself, apparently. It is still the big role of the game for gold, however, though, if you did want the gold, however. Even if it's not, of course, itself again on 2 times. If you complete any legendary bounty, apparently for June 29 for the whole event month, you'll get the Clavely shirt, it looks like. Interesting. Yes, that's not anything going on with inside that. This CSF's not had anything going on since the building of released the following Pass 2. Naturally, as you would expect. Alright, so it's pretty much just sets, it looks like. Again, Gene Rock GA and RPK collector map also linked on G2Web.eu if you use that collector map or whatever. For GTA 9, that's the resource you want to use to try to find a bunch of things, pretty much. Especially if it's an above ground collector set, those are the easiest ones to collect. Partially randomized, I think it's kind of in between, like above ground and also like fully underground collectibles. There might be some randomness, but some of it will be as easy as like the above ground collectibles define. And then there's the most annoying fully underground sets like the arrowheads, coins. Arrowheads excludes, by the way, like the random event kind of thing with like get launched into animal, but those get to be pretty random as well, so like it's not a too reliable way of getting them regardless. So yeah, for all six and purposes, fully underground ones are like the arrowheads, coins, and later on the fossils, I'm pretty sure all came out. All the fossil types tend to be some of the harder ones to get a hold of the whole set for, since they're fully underground collectibles and the most randomized collectibles in the whole game. But I believe because of that, they're also like your most valuable sets as well, pretty much. Apparently, if you find and collect a fossil, though, anytime, you'll receive the Clavely dropped suspenders. So it seems there's going to be a lot of this Clavely kind of clothing, interestingly. Or at least a couple things, interestingly. So you can actually find a fossil type pretty easily, by the way, on the collector map. You just can't find like a very specific one or something for the set, is what I mean by like fully randomized or whatever. So if you use a Gene Rock collector map, if you have to use a Gene Rock collector map, it will be real easy to find any kind of fossil at all. It's just difficult to find like whatever specific exact one you're looking for since they're fully randomized. And they're not determined until you dig them up, so even the map won't tell you what specific one you'll pick up, basically. Basically. And special sales. Yeah, Moonshine, then Trader, Naturalist. I don't know if I have much more to mention on those particular ones and what I've already basically said, no. So actually for Moonshiner, if you have like the Heartlands, I think is what it's called, is the shack that I use for the Moonshine Shack. That has the quickest sale possible, I believe, at Emerald, like Ranch or Remote Station or whatever. That's like barely any distance at all. So yes, for your Moonshine Shack, if you have the Heartlands one, you get a really quick possible sale of like Emerald Ranch or Remote Station. I think that's the quickest sale you can get in the whole game, I believe. And yes, that is at least for the Moonshiner contents. Trader sales, by the way, I believe you can use naturalist and legendary animals that can come out later on, of course, but I believe you can actually use those for trader sales as well. If for some reason you've kind of exhausted all your different uses for like legendary animals, say for like the naturalist for some reason, like Animal Field Guide, like Gust, all that kind of stuff. Of course, obviously like the samples and like a set currently or something, even possibly even. And yet, a naturalist samples. Do I have anything more to say on that one? I already mentioned like the missions and like the sedating. I feel like that one I covered pretty good. I could be wrong though. Could be wrong though. But it looks like for a naturalist role, if you found a sample in each animal for the month, you'll receive the Clavely Pants, Pons, whatever. Easy again, since I mentioned there's legendary animal siding missions, which has legendary animals. Basically, just do a legendary animal siding missions a day, and it should be easy to get a hold of that one. And yeah, if you destroy a revenue agent blockade, you'll receive the Clavely Hat. That's tied to the Moonshiner. By the way. That's a little like free roam event thing that can happen, I believe, with the revenue agent roadblocks, like blockades. Blockades. For the revenue agent blockade, yeah, that's like a free mode event thing that randomly pops up on the map with like a red radius kind of thing or something. As a matter of fact, I think close to where I'm like having my character right now, I think there is a spawn like right there. I would know because it's caused me problems before, I think, like getting to Saint Denis and stuff, so I would know there's definitely one like right around where I situated my character at. Like between like Caliga Hall or whatever, and like Saint Denis, basically. Like by that bridge, basically, I was on earlier, basically. So that is definitely a spawn for one, for sure. But yeah, that free roam event's probably gonna be like, yeah, it's gonna be like luck based if you find one or not, kind of probably, especially since there's not a dedicated invite only like lobby type unless you're on like PC, then there might be or something that you can somehow get into like illegitimately, basically. Since there's no like proper invite only like system in this game. The daily challenges, he tons gold for, yeah, the event month obviously ending at June 29th, it looks like. In addition to monetary reward, apparently if you complete all daily challenges in one day or receive the gold wing spurs. Okay. And I guess since there wasn't like a trader thing going on for the like stuff earlier for like those dedicated like role things that went over. For a trader, apparently if you complete all your trader daily challenges, you'll receive the Clavely boots. So that's how you get the remaining Clavely stuff, I guess. Or item. Or whatever. Yeah, when it says he times gold on daily challenges, it might be the set of 7 challenges or something like the biggest set of challenges. Might only mean that, I'm not really sure actually. Interesting, it wants me to actually hold for details on the daily challenges right now, okay. Or daily challenges is a whole category of stuff, so it probably includes the regular and the role ones actually for general and the role. That's what I was wondering about. So going over the general challenges, I guess right now on like Saturday or 0 out of 1 defend the campsites. I believe a free roam event. So yeah, like the revenue agent blockade, that's going to require a bunch of like luck RNG kind of stuff if you want to like encounter one or not. If you do encounter one, I'm sure it's pretty easy to pull it off though. 0 out of 10,560 distance traveled by train. I forget if it's like Red Dead Redemption 1's multiplayer, if I remember right, that would always show you where the train was on the map or something. If it does show you the train on the map at all times, then it's pretty easy to do that. If not, you'll have to probably go out the way to try and find it, of course, which could be a little more work, but obviously it will only ever be on the train tracks. I think train tracks are all labeled on the map, of course, so you'll eventually find it if you're dedicated enough, and it will be pretty easy if you do it. Especially if you're in like a smaller environment lobby, then or no, not smaller invite-only lobby. Like I said, you don't have invite-onlys officially in the game. But if you're in like a smaller public session, I mean, you would have an easier time of doing it, I'm sure. Since that one could get competitive, maybe. With like a public session that's like really big and with some dedicated players or something. Zero out of 1 finish showdown in any showdown series. What does it mean by finish showdown? Like, what? Is that just basically finishing like a showdown mode? I'm not 100%. If it's just simply like playing the whole entire thing, then it's easy. Or was, I don't know. 0 out of 1 Panther's killed, you would have to look into the location. Probably want to use like single player to try to get more of an idea of like location, or like Red Dead like wiki or something like that, maybe. To get like a look at the single player like compendium entry, which I think is more detailed than like the online ones, I believe. Or like you would have been more likely to find one if it was single player if you've gotten it, say like 100% or something. For like locations. But I don't think you'll probably find them in like the Red Dead Redemption map, like the bottom parts of the map, like West Elizabeth, like New Austin. if in West Elizabeth, you might find them in like the Strawberry areas, like the upper West Elizabeth areas that weren't in like the first game. I'm talking just Red Dead Redemption. I'm not talking about Red Dead Revolver, by the way. No, that one exists, but yeah. Like, I know it wasn't the true first Red Dead game, obviously. I know for Redemption is my point, but yeah. Zero to five provisions cooked at campfire. Like, yeah. What is that, like meats or something? Or like bottles of things that you craft or something? Well, actually cooked, that would have to be like food, right? Surely. Surely. That's gotta be really easy to pull off, surely. Especially with that naturalist camp thing, whatever. Like the naturalist campsite, whatever. Whatever. That's much easier to utilize than like the basic one or something, I think. 0 out of 5 types of fish caught. Like, just fish in the different areas of the map, basically. Like, just try to, like, have a bunch of variety with, like, where you fish, I suppose. That would probably make it easiest to pull that one off. If you're going to be that dedicated with it. Like, I'm sure if you, like, vary, like, swamp, lakes, rivers, like, just go to, like, all the different ones, you'll eventually, like, easily pull that one off. Maybe change up your bait, that kind of stuff. And then 0 out of 1 visit a shop in St. Denis. I was literally in that location, so I'll just do that. Like, be where I was at, basically. Just go to a shop. You got it. Yeah, that's good. That's good. For Bounty Hunter, at least for me for today, it is 0 out of 2 bounty completed with at least one other posse member. So basically play with a friend when you do bounties. It's easy if you got one, or just a random person that might want to join you or something. Okay. Oh, if I was not never played this horse, never mind. 0 out of 3 bounty targets. Hogtied with a reinforced lasso. That's the lasso you pretty much need for bounties stuff anyways. Regular lasso doesn't actually work well for the bounty targets, I'm pretty sure anyways, so you'll probably be doing this one pretty much naturally. And then 0 to 3 bounty targets looted, okay. Yeah, when you obviously lasso them, they're going to be as easy as they're going to be to last to. They're going to be as easy as they are to loot anyways once you lasso them. So I'll say that's basically a 2-in-1 with these two anyways. anyways. The only annoying one of a set would be the posse member one. On the trader, on TS trader. 0.7 medium animal carcasses donated to Crips. So you want to go bigger than like a rabbit, like a squirrel or something. You want to go like stuff like deers, unless those counts like large. Then maybe between like a rabbit size and like a deer size, maybe something in the middle of those, perhaps. And yeah, it sounds like the whole animal, so what, you don't skin them, you give them the whole animal. Because I think if you skin them, you can't, like, give them the carcass then. I could be wrong, though, but I think that's the case if I remember right. Yeah, 0 cents out of, like, $200 money made from trading. What's that, like a fifth of a sale or something? Like 20 goods? Because what, you should get like 1,000 or something on like 2 times, or a basic amount of money or something for a gold sale, I think. So that might be like a 2025 like good sale for like the small delivery wagon. If not, then maybe do like a medium delivery wagon like sale, and that should probably cover it for sure. And 0 out of 10 small animal carcasses donated crypt should be, of course, like rabbits, like squirrels, smaller stuff like that, like I was mentioning basically earlier. Like for sure then. For sure then. 0 out of 3 American wildflowers found for collector challenges. Okay. Easy, that one you can always find above ground. That's an above ground collector set. Those would be the easiest ones to find on that Gene Rock GA and RPK collector map I was mentioning earlier. Again, also linked on GTAWeb.eu if you use that collector map for GTA Online. 0 antique alcohol drunk. I think for those like blockades, there's increased chance of getting like antique alcohol since it's like moonshiner content. If you do like some moonshiner contents, I think you have an easier time of finding antique alcohol, like just randomly on like a character or something. I mean, however, antique alcohol. However, yes, antique alcohol is an above ground collectible set like American Wildflowers, so you can find those really easily if you use the collector map, like I mentioned earlier, quite a couple times now. And then 0 free arrowheads found. This will easily be the hardest of the ones, I'm pretty sure, since these are fully underground collectibles. But again, it's actually easy to find the arrowheads, you just won't know what specific one you dig up until you like dig it up, since it's a fully underground one. That's the hard part of the fully underground ones, is getting the like specific ones you actually need. It's not about the type that's hard to get, it's actually the specific one you dig up as the hard part of it or something. Something. So actually that challenge would be just as easy as the American Wildflower one, technically speaking. It's just going to be harder to get whatever specific one you might be looking for like a set or something. Moonshiner up next here for roll. So yeah, 2 crafted toxic moonshine. You might need to buy the pamphlet for that one. That might be quite a bit of money or something. I don't know if it'll show up if you don't have the pamphlet or something, though, to be fair, but yeah. But yeah, just follow the recipe on the pamphlet 2 times, and that basically gets you it, basically. You might be able to find some of it, like, through the catalog, I'm not 100%. One of it's probably, like, the ingredient you need for, like, the poison, like, weapon stuff, which I think is a herb you find in, like, the wilderness or something that cannot be bought, I believe, in the catalog, though. I think you find them in, like, the, like, swampy areas or close to where I'm at or something, if I remember right, though. From, like, single player, though. It could be wrong, though. Is it poison ivy or something? I kind of forget. I don't know. Some kind of, like, naming of it, though. Might have a kind of distinct look to it or something, though. So when you see, like, a certain name, you'll probably know what that one ingredient at least is. Yeah. And then here's a 0% of $200 money made from moonshine stolen. Basically the same thing from the trader, but it's for the moonshine business. And again, I think for those, for like the moonshine like ingredients, you basically can order a bunch of stuff from the catalog for the most part. And 0 out of 1 moonshine sold with 5 minutes left. Does that mean you have to take longer on a mission, or does that mean you have to like be speedy on a mission? One of the two. Again, I can't mention if you have the Moonshine Shack for the Heartlands. I think if you get like the Emerald Ranch and World Station, that's the quickest sale you can basically get. That might be what you're kind of looking for that one. And finally for the roll ones, naturalist. 0-2 bonding tonics crafted or used. So either craft them or buy them from Harriet or like use them. Easy if you do the alternate like ladder method there. If you do the former method, obviously you have to like go out the way to know like what you're doing for crafting, obviously, and having like the pamphlet that you might have to buy obviously for a set amount of money. I assume this one will show up since you have the option just to put using them, of course, even if you don't have the pamphlet. So if you don't have the pamphlet, obviously you probably just buy them from Harriet then. And then yeah, 0-1, don't kill an animal for 24 game hours. Easy if you're a streamer like me here, because I'm basically getting progress on it as I'm speaking obviously about the game. Otherwise, obviously, just don't ride on your horse. Like, kind of do something in the game where you don't have to like do much movement or something. But also not like fully idle to where you get like kicked out the game or something. To me, if you do that enough times, maybe then you'll get it if it's like continuous throughout multiple sessions or something. Yes. And then finally, last but not least, 0-2 leisure animals found using pheromones. So you have to basically use the leisure animal pheromones. This might cost a good bit if you make them. You might want to craft that one. Which again requires purchasing a specific pamphlet if you don't have that pamphlet. But it's used, I think it will show up regardless of if you have the pamphlet or not. Most likely. But I think they're what, like somewhere from like 30 to 50 bucks normally or something for animal, leisure animal pheromones or something. Something. Like, that's pretty self-explanatory. You just gotta hopefully find a leisure animal, hope that like a spawn actually like shows up 2 times when you use them, even. Which, since there's no invite-only system, it's all like public sessions. That might not be too easy to pull off, to be honest. Though. And the side missions probably won't work for that, obviously, since those are guaranteed spawns, basically for the missions, of course. And you obviously have to find them, not like do a mission and be guaranteed it, basically. Alright, yeah, that was it. There, though, basically. It was basically. Yeah, that was the last one basically covered, basically. And yeah, there's all this different like streak bonus have that of course increases your gold in addition to the 2 times general increase on like the gold, it seems. That's going on for the daily challenges, basically. So if it says completing all your daily challenges, it seems to be the end part of it, basically. Obviously, completing the whole set means I have to go over all the different ones, obviously, basically, anyways. So it's these parts, I think, that are 2 times, actually. The general, daily general, and then daily roll or something. So maybe it's those parts. Maybe it's actually those parts, then. But again, either way, I'd pretty much go over all that anyways, regardless of what part it was. And if you complete all daily challenges in one day, it'll let you get the Goldwing Spurs. That's probably for the general one of like 7, I'm guessing, by the way, for the Goldwing Spurs. And then Trader obviously is the free for the Trader like roll, obviously. Obviously though. And yeah, finally for this last part, this month's community outfit for the benefits section here. So what a military themed kind of outfit kind of looks maybe like some of those like Lawman characters go against basically when you have like a bounty basically or something basically. Or whatever though, whatever though. They didn't mention it on here for like the benefits section, but yeah. Credits to outfit is from kinda inappropriate, I think. Kinda inappropriate, maybe underscore at the end or something from the r/Red Dead Fashion subreddit. Kinda where they usually take most of the outfits from is from that subreddit. And that includes the regimental hat for Water Co., Union suit for male characters, or the work shirtwaist for female characters, worn rolled pants, pants, lumber boots, and the neckerchief. I might be going for those anyways, though, for the catalog, though. But if I don't mention them again, that's what they are. But just following with the catalog from here, if I, like, end up doing that. Probably. Seems like I very much am now, though. So regimental hat, variant number, the last variant number 8 in the bluish one there. Alright, turned out I was the next section. Okay, my bad. Alright, so Freshwater Coat is actually a limited stock option, apparently. It's also a gold bar one, it looks like normally going like from 9 gold to no gold. Every gold bar, by the way, is $25, I'm pretty sure, so that's a $225 coat, I believe they're basically getting for free there. That's pretty good for whatever variant it is. Probably like a bluish one again. So yeah, variant number 7. So it was a bluish one again, as expected. There also seems to be a limited stock Irwin coat available as well, apparently, for the event month. Speaking of limited stock there. Might speak more on limited stock for later though, by the way still. I believe this next one's in the shirts category. And it looks like the whole section is a discount, so I'm gonna have to look more carefully for which one it is. That yen stuff might be like pretty much near the end though of the section. I could be wrong though. For the union thing, whatever. Wait, that was it. I believe it should show like 0 on it still. I think it should. Oh, wait, oh, it's the first one? Okay, I overlooked that, my bad. I completely overlooked the fact it was going to be the first one there. I didn't expect it would be this one here. So it's getting a free gold bar item, I think, here, it looks like. To nothing, so you're basically getting $75 item there. For free. Apparently it's also the 10th final variant, by the way, but by the way, for this grayish one here. Or, I say grayish, but pretty much is a gray variant. So again, that's a union suit for male characters. As a reminder, it is actually instead the work shirt waist if you're a female character, though. Instead... Pants up next. But yes, so... Worn rolled pants. Seems like, what, only a single gold bar? It's only like 25 bucks on that one. Not a big deal. Even then, and that's only going to be for like the one. Obviously, even since the category is not on discount. Obviously, though. And it's the bluish variant, like some of the other stuff. Once again, for variant number 3, apparently. I know it's the next section anyways, but I could have had a good number of those to go for still, for all I know, to finally get the boots. Turns out boots is on a whole discounted section. I'll go over percents, by the way, later still. Since I didn't really say that earlier for the shirt section that was on general discount, I think. Alright, so here it is. Lumber boots. Lumber boots. One particular one will be free, other ones will just be on like a certain percent off sale though. Variant number 3. I think that's the same variant from the last item we went over actually, except not a blue item this time. Yeah, variant number 3 is the one that's free. That's free. And then finally, the last one should be in accessories, neckwear, whatever. Yes. Neckerchief. Probably the bluish one again, maybe? Or guess not then, okay. It's the last one, the brown variant, actually. Actually. A little surprised about that, actually, given how much of the outfit was blue already. Already, though. Alright, so there is like a few more sections I think that weren't on like the main menu or benefits section to still go over, by the way. By the way. So, first thing that I kind of found, I don't think I found earlier. Yes. First thing I definitely found, I did not see earlier. Apparently there is waived fast travel fees. I guess that was apparently the only one there, actually, in that little paragraph I was looking at that was not covered earlier. So yeah, fast travel is entirely waived for the event month, so cool. Means you might as well fast travel everywhere then, everywhere then. If you don't want to bother taking the whole journey, the whole journey though. I got 0.10, 200. Should have been the regular amounts, because I think you have to complete like a whole set, right? I wasn't actually paying much attention to what popped up, but it's probably 0.10 or whatever. Which I think is just the usual, of course, scores. Alright, so there's a bunch of treasure map stuff apparently going on that wasn't mentioned yet. That I don't think I saw anywhere on the game itself yet, or like at all, obviously. Yeah, specialists who max out their role rank and play Reddit Online this month will receive the following treasure map rewards. This comes directly from Rockstar Newswire, of course, June 2nd to June 8th for week 1, like right now, since I'm recording this on the 6th. Rank 20 Moonshiners will receive a reward for the North Ridgewood treasure map. Okay, so it's basically a different rank 20 roll each time. And then the week 2, June 9th to June 15th, rank 20 bounty hunters will receive a reward for the Civil War battlefield treasure map. Third week, June 16th to June 22nd, rank 20 collectors will receive a reward for the Oak Creek's Run treasure map. And then week 4, finally, June 23rd, June 29th, rank 20 traders will receive a reward for the Blue Water Marsh treasure map. So all those treasure maps you can easily obtain as long as they're rank 20. I assume if you already have the role rank max, you just simply log in for the week and receive it basically or something. It says play Reddit Online this month, so maybe you just have to hop on like one time a month and you basically get all 4 or something. I don't know though. I'd maybe just in case log on once a week though, if you want to really obtain those treasure maps. You can get like 100 plus bucks of like money. Get like, I think no more than like one, like about like 2 gold bars. They're very much going to be worth your time getting those treasure maps, I would say, if you're a big player of the game. For sure, for sure, for sure. Assuming you haven't like pretty much already bought everything there is in the game. When the game gets like no more content for like years now, for the most part though, for the most part though. But you can always just want to increase that money amount you have on your character, like some people do anyways. In a Wild West game of all games. Thing in single player, I think allows you to get to like 5 digits pretty easily though, so maybe some people just want to be like that for their online character. Guess I guess. Alright, returning on to town clothing. I don't remember there being a dedicated section of that I covered earlier, so back into catalog briefly then. Briefly then. or so. See, a coat had the first one apparently, so I naturally found that one by myself. It actually didn't mention the Fernwater code, but apparently that's included as well. I guess it's only included because it's part of the like weekly outfit, or not weekly, but the monthly like community outfit, monthly community outfit thing. Of course. So then they do go out the way to mention the Irwin coat at least though. At least though. This one might be more of a bonus. It's part of like the monthly like community outfit thing more so than being part of limited stock stuff otherwise though, or what's otherwise though. Yes, so 10 versions of the Urban Code are backfilled into time only for the month of June 2026. Again, it seems to also supposed to include the Fernwater Code, but that's more because of the community monthly outfit and like actually being part of like, the limited outfit, like limited time clothing promotion itself. This might actually be the last ones I can show on my male character. I think the last 2 are female exclusives. I could be wrong, but I don't think those items sound familiar to me, or as like a category or anything for a male character anyways. So the other ones I might just have to make mentions of them. We have our hat, so it's stock for the plaid cap right now. For all those different 8 variants. And the gator hat is also into stock stuff as well. as well as well over a dozen of those that are a thing. Some of them actually do have a little bit of increased cost on those ones, though, to like 181-ish instead of like 158-ish, though. Basically, though. It's basically, though. And then, yeah, I think the corset and skirt stuff, I think are female-only stuff, I'm pretty sure. It's not like female exclusive clothing item things to me. Like, just them sounding them or something sounds more feminine. Sounds like more feminine kind of stuff or whatever. But yeah, the canvas corset and the hitch skirt are also into stock, but again, I believe those are female exclusive ones. I don't think I have any capability of showing those off on the screen, basically, then. And then... So I think it's pretty much discounts and weekly collection at this point. For at least the first week. And contact in general about that whole mechanic or something. Something or something. So the first discount, in fact, was the way the fast travel fees, though I've already mentioned that one in particular, not that one in particular, though. If you get started with the Bounty Hunter, the basic Bounty Hunter goes from 15 gold to 10 gold right now with a 5 gold bar off discount. So effectively, the Bounty Hunter license is a 33.3% off gold discount from 15 to 10 gold. Same thing from the Butcher's Table, that's a 15 gold items, minus 5 gold bars, a 10 gold bar. It's making it 15 to 10 gold, obviously 33.3% off for the Butcher's Table as well. For the Trader roll, if you need to be starting with that. Similarly, the Collector's Bag is going from 15 to 10 gold at a 33.3% off, 5 gold bars off. If you haven't started with the Collector roll. Moonshine Shack, however, I think it's a 25 gold roll, I believe, on the other hand, but still only gets like a 5 gold discount. So I think that discount's only a 20% off, effectively, for the gold discount there. Once again, Naturalist, I think, is a more expensive roll again at 25 gold. Minus 5 gold is effectively a 20% off discount. And those are all the starting like items for like the rolls. The only one I didn't seem to notice was Prestigious license for the Prestigious Bounty Hunter. But I think everything else tied to the roll, like starting off in a roll, is on discount. So if that's the case, you're basically in the whole Bounty Hunter like roll for like 25 instead of 30, it seems. It seems. So basically, if you want the whole Bounty Hunter, it costs as much as the Moonshiner Naturalists do normally, I believe. If you wanted both licenses for the Bounty Hunter, it does appear, unless it's later on in the discount list, but I don't necessarily think that's going to be the case. All roll horses and outfits are apparently 30% off. Progress rolls. Guess I'll go in like roll order rather than like the order of the rolls on here, I guess. I guess. So all versions of the Breton horses should be on discount from the lowest to the highest. Alongside the Wakini outfit. The Bullard. Again, these should be on some discount as well. The Garwood. And the Carthage. Those are all the outfits for the 4 outfits for the basic bounty hunter license. That's on the 10 gold instead of 15 gold. And then, yeah, the most expensive ones are usually like 900, now they're like 600 on the 30%. Well, not yet, a 30% off. And yeah, I don't think there's any Fervor horse stuff for prestigious, but I think sounds like the outfits, if there's any Fervor outfits, should be in here on discount as well. I don't see an outfit though for veteran though. Prestigious does, however, have an outfit though. So it should be presumed that the 4 good, or not 4 good, but the 4 good outfit apparently should also be a 30% off discount instead of all roll outfits. So it should include the prestigious bounty in this case. This case. Since it got excluded, it looks like for the prestigious license discount, since that would still be 15 gold for the prestigious license, or whatever. So again, I think I'm going in released order, so I'll go Trader up next. Up next. So the Monterey outfit is apparently on 30% discount. Every single variation of Kojuber horse will be on discount for the 6 different coats. So I don't have to mention again Fervor. At least until I possibly go over some stats, basically. For the roll horses. Sorry if I got spotty for some kind of being a prick right now. Sorry about that. And any other occasion in the stream. Both before and later, possibly, if I don't mention again. The Sunderland outfits, apparently on 30%. Those, again, will be on 30%. Oh, yeah, but before that, the Worthington, 30% discount, apparently. But yeah, these, again, will be on discount. And it's Tyringham will be on discount, of course, unless it's the most expensive of those for 30%. Collector. You have the Londonderry, Londonderry, it looks like, on 30% off, alongside all versions of the Criollo horses for all 6 coats. The Wentworth should be 30% off, alongside, of course. Wait, what? This is novice? Wait, what? Wait, I'm sorry, what was I? Oh, I forgot to change it, my bad. I think it starts on the highest at default, right? So I meant to say the Wentworth is 30% off discount, and then, yeah, all versions of the Criollo horses will be on discount for all 6 coats. Alright, my bad. Because my body for some current and stuff, I didn't realize what was going on there. The Wallingford outfit should be 30% off. Glade Water should be 30% off, alongside these versions as well of the horses. And yeah, now for sure, the Londonderry, like I meant to mention, like right now, 30% off, and not earlier like I accidentally did. Alongside the final of the Crow horses should be 30% off. Moonshiner should be the penultimate one to go over here. This time I actually remember to change that right away. Again, I think that's my body's fault there, but yeah. All 6 coats of the Norfolk Roadster should be on a 30% off. And the Gatlinburg, whatever should be on 30% off. The Dagenhart should be 30% off. These apparently, again, as a reminder, will be 30% off. Alongside the Pittsburgh, 30% off. And the Wilkesboro, whatever, here, should be 30% off alongside the last of the set of horses here for the roll, 30% off. By the way, for roll horses, I think the Norfolk Roadsters might be the most impressive for roll horses in particular. For the last 2 coats, obviously. The ones with the best stats that you unlock at the end of the roll. And finally, for the naturalist, all 6 coats for the Gypsy Cob should be 30% off. Alongside the Tilliston outfit, 30% off. 30% off the Sagemore, whatever. That's 30% off the Kenwick. These again should be 30% off. The Hemiston should be 30% off. Again, alongside these. The most expensive of the rollers here, 30% off. So that should be that whole discount covered, aside for stat stuff I might want to go over on the horses. And for the most part, I might just stick to the last 2 coats, obviously, since those will be the ones with the most significant stats. Yeah, I'll just mention all of them for stats anyways, though. Actually, maybe it would have been more beneficial to do it that way, apparently. So, Worst Crow horses have a 4 and 3 stamina health. At level 0, level 1 bondage, plus 3 at the highest would be 7 and 6. With those things of speed acceleration for the more hiddenish stats you only see in like certain menus. And standard handling. With all the pricing off there. Going 1 below just gives you a +1 on those certain stats from earlier, giving you 8 and 7 at the highest for those. And a +1 on the more hidden stats as well in same handling. The most important ones, though, the Bay Frame Overo and the Marble Sabino those have 6 and 5, it looks like, for stamina health. Seems of a +3, that should be a 9 and an 8, so not maxing out on those, but speed especially can be pretty alright, and then acceleration's not all that bad, I would say, either, with standard handling. Definitely not the best set of roll horses in the game, especially when the first couple of the game. Probably makes sense that not as good as, like, say, Norfolk Roadsters. There's another discount there for rolls, so I'll go over that later since it doesn't fit the category I was going over earlier. Oh, and right, over here actually. So what, was that Kojuba earlier? My bad, or whatever. I don't know, things are kind of all different orderings compared to what I feel they should be in a way, kind of, but whatever. Whatever. For some reason, for me, I can get the, like, lowest of the Breton horses for free for some reason. It might be because of, like, Ultimate Edition or something. I don't actually know the reason why, per se. But they're also such bad stats, I just don't have a reason to, especially at the point when it first came out. It probably was actually kind of established at the game or something. I forget. Or it was starting to be or something. Or maybe there was like another free horse that was just like much better, so I just didn't bother with it or something. But 5 and 4 apparently on the like stamina health. Again, it's for level 0 / level 1 bondage, so plus 3, that's 8 and 7. And standard handling apparently once again. The middle two here are 6 and a 5, so up to 9 and 8. With plus 1 on those speed accelerations. I notice this one is actually pretty low on acceleration, it looks like. And then finally the melee Dapplebane is steel gray codes. The ones that really matter here are 8 and 7 for... Or no. 7 and 6, excuse me, and they go up all the way with plus 3 to 10. So you do get a maxed out stamina, and then health will be 9. I believe you can actually get both maxed out, by the way, on a horse, so not the best in general for those, of course. Looking like a pretty nice speed, and not necessarily the greatest acceleration. Still Syrian. Alright, so first one actually probably was the collector then, okay. So, trader horses now. The worst of those seem to be 5 and 5 actually for level 0, so level 1 bondage plus 3 for level 4. The highest 8 and 8. Very low in speed and not much better on acceleration. Steering handling. The mid-tier coats here with 6 and 6. Apparently with a plus 3, obviously that would go up to like 9 and 9. With not all that great speed acceleration per se, only plus 1 on this both. And last but not least, it does seem 7 and 7 for the stamina and health. And that's at level 0 / level 1, so plus 3, you should be getting that maxed out. Yes, the level 4 bondage, whatever, you should be getting the maxed out with the plus 3, 10 and 10 on those cores. Making probably one of the better ones you could get, actually, for the trader horses for a roll horse. However, I feel the speed is kind of low on that one, but yeah, acceleration is pretty mid-tier, I would probably say. And then standard handling. You might also be able to get those maxed out in like some of the later or something in the game, and still have like better speed acceleration. I could be wrong though. But the one I use in the stream, I think, for example, is like one of the like later additions for Mustang, and I think like the one I use has like the maxed out like stamina, health kind of things, and yes, they're handling all whatever, of course, scores. Was this going to be Natros next? Or, right, no, Natros was the last one, my bad. I meant to say. I did actually mean to say to Moonshiner, my bad. My bad. Okay, so this seems to be 4 and 2 for the, like, stamina health. With a pretty nice speed and then a little below average acceleration there. Yeah, plus 3, again, since all 0 level 1 is default. That would be 7 and 5, not necessarily all that great, especially after going over the best of the trader ones. And yeah, it has Standard handling, of course. Mid-tier coats apparently have 5 and 3 for those like core things, like the rings for them, which means +3 for the level 4 bondage, and that goes to 8 and 6. With a +1 on the speed and acceleration, the speed's starting to become kind of great at that point, and acceleration becomes kind of decent at that point too. 2-2. And then another +1. It has a 6 and a 4, it looks like, for the stamina and health. At the level 0 / level 1 bondage. At the level 4 bondage, it should be gained to 9 and then 7, it looks like. And you have a pretty crazy speed, which might be pretty much the best in the game for that more hidden stat. And acceleration is kind of high up there as well. So this one doesn't really get the craziest cores. It seems this one prioritizes better for speed, acceleration, and more hidden stats. Hence why I said Norfolk Roadsters, in my opinion, can be one of the best ones to go for. And then standard handling as well. And last but not least, natural attacks, like I said earlier, but yeah, I meant to say, obviously, since I knew naturals came out after Moonshiner, I meant to actually say to Moonshiner, no. Yeah, Gypsy Cobs, the worst of those are 5 and 6, apparently, for the stamina health, so +3 would be 8 and 9, and not great at all on the speed sergeant, it looks like. And then 6 and 7, it looks like, for those things from earlier, which would be 9 and then complete at 10, with a +1 on those Mizu speed accelerations. Oh wow, I actually got +2 on the speed actually there, which actually gives it decent speed and not great acceleration to see. And by the way, there's standard handling, by the way, like all the other roll ones, it looks like. But yeah, the Splash Bane, the Splash Peebold, whatever, the best of 2 coats for Gypsy Cob give you maxed out stamina and health, and then you actually kind of get decent speed funny at that point. And acceleration's kind of like below average, I would say. I would definitely say. With yeah, standing and lane, of course. So that was that whole discount finally covered, basically. It was basically of the 30% off all roll horses and outfits. There's apparently 25% off the Cleland and Haraway outfits. Roll outfits are already on discount, so this must be basic outfits, I'm guessing, right? The special outfits section of the clothing section, I believe. Or regular or special outfits, whatever section, basically. Might be in one of those, I'm guessing for sure for those, and if they're being brought up like separate from the other role outfits, or from the role outfits, whatever. No? Okay. Well, whatever those are meant to be, maybe those are more too specific, like role outfits you put on like lesser discount than the 30%, I don't know. Since they're only 25% off, I don't know what that's all about, but whatever though. Whatever though, those are 2 extra outfits. Or 2 of the role outfits are like 5% less discount for some reason. I don't know, honestly. Yeah, I noticed role emotes were 50% off or like some discount off, but apparently emotes are 50% off as a whole, not just role emotes apparently. Yeah, emotes might usually be like only in the final section of the roles, it seems. I'm watching these should be half off, it looks like. Bounty Hunter has extra stuff, of course, so spin and aim looks like it should also be half off, most likely as well for prestigious. It seems emotes are pretty much usually at the end of a roll. I'll check, of course, kind of slightly for just in case, though. Just in case, though. Hat tipping should be half off. Look, the distance should be half off. Hangover should be half off. Am I seeing that right? Did they really increase like it by $50 for like a newer roll for like the emote? Cause wasn't 100 for like the original like free roll was? Bruh, bruh. Oh. And going off the other rolls, it seems like it should only be an emote, like one single emote in like the last section. Well, aside for prestigious, obviously, because that's like an extra 10 ranks for like bounty hunter, obviously. But yeah, so. Take a note, apparently. Yeah, that should be. Wait, okay, maybe it's just based on the emote that was like under 10, okay. But it wasn't like the first free roll was up all $100 emotes. Whatever though. whatever though. The autos roll ones also be half off, it seems. I did seem to notice some roll emotes on discount when I was going through those roll stuff earlier. In general, as well, all emotes across the board should be 50% off for every single section of the emotes. So I'm showing what like all those different ones basically are. Doesn't really seem like I can necessarily see the original price to show like the difference, but they're basically half off, so you basically just times two what they are originally anyways if you want like the original pricing of them. For any that aren't like a free one or something that shows up on my list basically. Yeah, gold should be included as well, so like a 4 gold would be a gold obviously instead without the half off discount. Yeah, looks like that was it for those. For those. cost a weapon on discount, including their style customizations, apparently, as well. It looks to be pistols, apparently. So Volcanic Pistol actually have for free. I think because I have the Ultimate Edition of the game or something, it's free for Volcanic Pistol for me for the basic pistol here, so... Whatever that is, you should be getting half off. For whatever the price truly is on that. Keep in mind as well for pistols, you can also dual wield them as well, so... You're basically going to pay like... You can basically get 2 for the price of 1, basically, right now when they're 50% off, so if you wanted to, like, get, like... If you're, like, a new player or something, like, you haven't got, like, any pistols, or for some reason you haven't collected, like, all the pistols, like, no matter what rank you are or something, like... You can get literally 2 pistols for the price of 1, which is a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. So yeah, 268 and so like about 537, yeah, for semi-automatic, and then Mazda pistols 600 to 300. I remember when this thing I think used to cost like $1,000, and shit was insane like back in the old days before they like nerfed some prices though. A Wild West game having like $1,000 like weapons is kind of a little crazy at the time. I'm pretty sure it was a thing in the early days of Raid Online, not gonna lie. There was some Mazda pistol, literally like automatic pistols or something. So yeah, Mazda pistol is basically going to be the best pistol. Semi-auto is kind of a good runner-up set of pistols. Obviously, Volcanic pistol is the lowest of the 3. High power pistol never actually released in the online. It's just in the single player. Interestingly, for the M1899 or whatever, aka the high power pistol, I believe. For some reason, that just never got added in online. For some reason, just simply in the store mode, basically. It's basically... I'd like to see them eventually added to online, but I have no hope for them to do that anymore at this point, given how long it's been, and they've never added it at this point. This point. I'm not saying I'd actually, like, likely ever use the weapon online, but, yeah. I don't understand why they haven't added it online, to be honest, at this point, when it's just in story mode for whatever reason, and it was also like a DLC one for story mode as well, which is weird. A DLC story mode like pistol, and it's never got put in on. It's kind of weird to me, really though. Like, is it too powerful in their opinion or something put in like online for some reason? I don't even know, honestly. What the whole deal is with that, but yeah, whatever though. Whatever though. So yeah, so pistol style customization discounts covered, and finally, it's clothing discounts 40% off for some of those clothing discounts I'm going to go back to at some point. Yes, I have boots and shirts, but gloves is also included apparently. I'll go in the same order they covered it on the newswire. So boots is 40% off for the whole category. Anything that's not like 1 gold, which I don't think would have a discount since you can't spend just golden nuggets on that item in this game apparently. For accessories, gloves is apparently 40% off, one I didn't get to show off earlier. So that's an entirely new one I didn't get to show off before. And then last but not least, apparently shirts is a whole category, also 40% off for clothing. Again, unless it's like 1 gold bar, then you can't really put that forever on discount since you always have to spend whole gold bars, not nuggets, apparently, on like things you buy with gold, apparently. And that should have been it for all the discounts, it looks like, for the event. Since a lot of pretty much every role has something going on, it seems they didn't do much like role-specific item discounts, like metal detector or something, for example, for like the collector role or anything like that. It seems it's kind of more generalized this time for some role discounts. But at least all the horses for the roles are on discount. It's kind of pretty significant, since those horses can get pretty expensive for sure. For sure. And can also be some of the more useful horses of the game, at least for a couple of those role horses, I would say, at least. So at the end of the stream, I'm going to pretty much be going over the weekly collection for the week, basically. I want to squeeze between y'all too. I don't want to wait forever. Follow, whatever. But I gotta check my stream. I haven't checked in like a while, actually. Alright, good. Okay, I was still working on that time. Okay, awesome. That's awesome.
Welcome back.
Yeah, sometimes the UI I think can glitch, but yeah. Week 1 weekly collection, the Hunter's collection. And what I mean by that is once I collect this, certain things might be collectible, but might still show as like raid outs. I'm gonna like manually go for year, by the way, as well. The Hunter's collection looks to be the weekly collection for week 1. Week 1, apparently. I don't know if there's much of a resource like such as that Gene Roth GA and ROPK collector map. That's also linked on GT1.eu collector map if you use it for GT Online. For that one, like, besides, like, I don't know, like, whatever I was saying earlier, whatever. But I'm pretty sure the UI on here can glitch sometimes where you might somehow have something you can collect, but like it doesn't show as such. So just in case, obviously I'm manually going through here as well. Basically.
Fella came through here and, well, left with everything I got. A nerve on some people. You won't beat our price.
And actually, yeah, that would be for progress as well. Rolls, collector, square for the collector's bag. So yeah, the free as of when I'm streaming, it's got 2 days, 8 hours, and a minute left, apparently. When it's not loading an image, which I don't think is a glitch, I think that means that's some animal material or something. Yeah, perfect scroll carcass. Okay. So you have the Slate Arrowhead as a requirement, which is easily probably going to be the worst of the 3 to get. Duck Egg, which is an above ground collectible, as well as Perfect Scroll Carcass. Isn't too bad if you know how to hunt for the animal, like how to get the best quality, like health, like carcass from it, basically. But I think you do also need to find one that also has 3 stars at the start default as well. Like if one's already like 2 stars, it's gonna just stay 2 stars. One of the trinkets, I don't know if that like improves something with that or not for one of the trinkets though, I forget. I think there's one hunting related trinket which I don't entirely understand. Maybe it's if it's already perfect you might get more stuff out of it or something, I kinda forget. But yeah. So arrowheads, like I said earlier, is a fully underground collectible. Like coins and fossils are apparently as well, so when you look at the Gene Rock GNR PKE collector map, also linked on GTA Web Value, if you use that collector map for GTA Online, it makes it easy to find that, for example. Yeah, when you look at it, it will show you like where arrowheads can be, but since it's fully underground, it will not be determined which one you receive until you actually dig it up, so it can't tell you which one you'll get, basically. So basically what I am saying is if you dig up every single arrowhead spawn for one single day, it is entirely possible you dig up every single arrowhead and you do not receive a slate arrowhead at all. Fuck ass body for stomach hernia. Can we just behave for the last moments of the stream, please? Come on. Come on. Sorry about my body for stomach hernia stuff. Any fuck ass more, man. Like, come on, man. So yeah, basically I was trying to say though, with all these interruptions though, it is entirely possible to dig up every single arrowhead spawn that shows up on that collector map I was mentioning earlier. And you might still not even end up with one single slate arrowhead compared to even like say above ground collectibles where I think they're determined no matter what for the day. So the map will actually tell you what specific one you get off of a location. That's not the case for arrowheads though. So you might need to go after this one for a couple days before you even get one slate arrowhead. That's what I'm basically trying to say. By the way, the collection value is $100. And point that out yet, but yeah, good value. You should probably not go for any like more difficult one like the slate arrowhead. Like if the value is like double digit, anyways. For one that has like an arrowhead, coin, like fossil, you probably want it to at least be $100 to make it kind of worth going for. Since some of those ones can be difficult to track down, of course, if they're fully underground, for sure, though. For sure, though. But yeah, duck egg is fully above ground, apparently, though. So these ones you'll always find on, like, the map. On that collector map I was mentioning earlier. So if you go on that map, it should tell you specifically where duck egg can be found, so that will be pretty much instantaneous, easy to get. Compared to, of course, the slate arrowhead. This one you will have guaranteed access to from that collector map I was mentioned earlier on the internet. And finally, the perfect scroll carcass is kind of an unusual one, so you might not be able to find that as easy on that collector map, since it's kind of an unusual collectible. Obviously, the primary purpose of the map, I think, was for the collectibles, if I remember right. For that Reddit Online collectible, like collector map, whatever. So being an animal, you might not find much about it on that map. So, like I was mentioning with the Panther earlier, with the daily challenges, you want to be like looking at your single player compendium if you have an entry for it in single player. So if you have a single player compendium entry, it might help a lot going there, knowing like what weapon to use to try to get it perfectly and everything. Locations you might be able to find it at. The Red Dead wiki might be good for that. I think it's like a varmint rifle you want to use, I think. I think you want to use the varmint rifle, I believe, for like a squirrel, like a perfect squirrel carcass to get it perfectly even after you like shoot it or something. So you definitely want to use like the varmint rifle, I believe, with the regular rounds, not sedative rounds, but the regular rounds. I think you want to be using for the perfect squirrel carcasses. And if you do it correctly, you should have an easy $100 collector set sale. Well, aside for the Sully Arrowhead, that one can be kind of a pain in the ass to obtain, basically. Alright, stream worked the whole entire time. Awesome. Almost 2 hour stream, whatever though. But I think that would definitely finally for sure be it for the stream though. Next stream will be, like usual, back to GTA Online, since this game only gets like new events once a month, basically, obviously, unfortunately. And I've pretty much done everything there is to do with this game on stream or like off stream, so like, that's pretty much going to do it, honestly. So that's probably going to be it for the stream. I hope you enjoyed.